In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on October 1st, 2022, and providing you with team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Michigan State versus Maryland. The Michigan State Spartans and the Maryland Terrapins meet in a Week 5 Big Ten Conference college football matchup from Maryland Stadium on Saturday afternoon. Michigan State is 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games in October and 11-4-2 against the spread in their last 17 games overall, while the over is 4-1 in their last 5 games following an against the spread loss. Maryland is 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 home games and 8-20 against the spread in their last 28 conference games, while the over is 4-0 in their last 4 games following a loss. Maryland and Michigan State are coming off Big Ten losses to start their conference play. Both teams will be desperate to win this game to avoid going 0-2 in the Big Ten. Maryland quarterback Taulia Tagovailoa has been under head coach Mike Locksley's system for a few years. The results have been productive, throwing for more 1,000 yards in his first 4 games of the season. Michigan State's pass defense ranks 102nd in the country in passing yards allowed, averaging 265 yards a game. Tagovailoa should be able to expose this secondary at College Park this Saturday. Michigan State is currently 2-2 to start the season. Its 2 losses have come to Washington and Minnesota, and in those 2 setbacks it averaged 17.5 points. When the level of competition has stepped up this season, Michigan State has fallen short. Maryland has been clicking on offense, averaging 37 points a game. The Terrapins' toughest test this year has been against the Michigan Wolverines, which they scored 27 points against, one of the best defenses in the country. The offense never slowed down on one of the toughest stages in the country. I am not currently impressed with this Spartan team that is heading into College Park on Saturday. It's really tempting to see Michigan State as an underdog, and I wouldn't blame you for looking at Sparty with the points. However, while Michigan State's a solid roster that's well coached by Mel Tucker, the reality right now is that the Spartans have struggled against teams that they've had to step up to or have been on their level. I thought Maryland was going to get run off of the field by Michigan, but Maryland held their own and showed a lot of poise by not cracking in a harsh road environment, even in a losing effort. I expect Maryland to take care of business against Michigan State, so the Maryland Terrapins to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Michigan State's defense has had the luxury of playing a majority of its games at home to start the season. At home, the Spartans given up 15.5 points a game. In their lone away game this season, they surrendered 39 points to Washington's firepower on the offensive side of the ball. Maryland brings that similar scoring power on offense that should concern a Michigan State secondary that gives up 265 yards passing a game. There hasn't been one specific weapon in the wide receiver group that has caused problems for the defense. Terrapins have 7 different players scoring at least 1 touchdown through the air. It will be very difficult for the Spartans to game plan against a well-balanced passing offense. Maryland's offense has been the strength of this team. The defense hasn't been stellar. The Terrapins' defense has given up 27 points in their last 2 games against the toughest opponents they faced this year. That is a similar situation to what Michigan State had when giving up points to stronger opponents. Meanwhile, Michigan State quarterback Peyton Thorne has been productive throughout the season, throwing for 900 yards and 7 touchdowns. He should find some success against this Maryland defense. Maryland is 4-0 to the over in its last 4 games following a straight-up loss, and it fell to Michigan week. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Iowa State versus Kansas. The Kansas Jayhawks play host to the Iowa State Cyclones in a crucial Big 12 matchup on Saturday afternoon from David Booth Kansas Memorial Stadium. The Jayhawks are off to one of their best starts in school history, and while they've been the talk of the college football world, know that they need to translate that success into conference play. For the Cyclones, a loss last week to the Bears halted an undefeated start as they aim to get back to their winning ways. The Cyclones have won 10 in a row between the 2 teams, and after last year's 50 52-point win, the Jayhawks will be looking to flip the script. At some point, we're going to have to sell high on Kansas. The Jayhawks are riding an unprecedented level of early season hype after starting off the year 4-0 for the first time since 2009. They're undoubtedly a feel-good story, making them an easy target to be a public darling in the betting market. With that being said, I don't think that time to fade Kansas is here quite yet. In fact, I still think we're getting value on the Jayhawks at the current price. For one, this is a team that has the top scoring offense in college football and has done nothing but outperform the betting market to this point. Kansas has already knocked off Houston, West Virginia, and an undefeated Duke team, so the Jayhawks have winning experience against solid competition. The same can't be said for Iowa State, as the Cyclones were outclassed by Baylor a week ago, and their other big win of the season came in an ugly 10-7 upset of Iowa. It's reasonable to expect Kansas' success to continue considering how dominant its offense has looked. Jalen Daniels is the real deal at quarterback, and the results reflect it. For college football data, Kansas is 7th in EPA margin and 3rd in offensive success rate and 3rd in net points per drive en route to scoring 194 points through 4 games, while Iowa State's defense is 13th in net points per drive and top 50 in defensive success rate. The Cyclones were able to pad those stats against really poor offenses. Once they faced a competent offense in Baylor, things looked much different for the Iowa State defense. And if Blake Shapen was able to throw the ball efficiently and effectively against the Cyclones, then there's no telling what Daniels and this Jayhawks offense can do. Kansas defense is a concern, ranking outside the top 100 in net points per drive. However, that might not matter as much against an Iowa State offense that is having real issues running the football and generating success on early downs. I'll probably end up being on the square side, but this is an instance where I'm not going to step in front of a team that's firing on all cylinders at the moment. So the Kansas Jayhawks to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Jayhawks have one of the most explosive offenses in college football, and there hasn't been a game yet this season where they haven't been able to put up impressive numbers. That won't stop in this one as well, especially given how Iowa State struggled to keep Baylor off of the scoreboard last week. With a strong offense for Kansas, though, comes a weak defense. They haven't been able to stop opponents consistently of late, and considering Iowa State's explosive talents, especially at receiver, points will come in a hurry for the road team as well. Additionally, for Iowa State, the over is 4-1 in their last 5 games in October. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Oklahoma State versus Baylor. The Baylor Bears play host to the Oklahoma State Cowboys on Saturday afternoon in a crucial Big 12 matchup from McLane Stadium. These two last met in the Big 12 championship last fall, with the Bears coming away with the win in dramatic fashion in the final seconds. The Cowboys are unbeaten this season as they hit the road for this one, while the Bears are coming in fresh off a win in their own Big 12 opener. This has been an even series over the years, with Baylor having a slight edge, winning 6 of the last 10 matchups between the two teams. In what is expected to be a close one again, this is a matchup fans won't want to miss. Oklahoma State is 9-1 against the spread in their last 11 conference games and 8-0 against the spread in their last 8 road games against a team with a winning home record, while the under is 5-1 in their last 6 road games. Baylor is 8-1 against the spread in their last 9 home games and 45-22 against the spread in their last 67 games against a team with a winning record, while the under is 5-1 in their last 6 games following a win. The difference between these offenses has been the ability to continue the drive on 3rd down, as Oklahoma State is 1-5 of 3-8 so far, while Baylor is currently 2-5 of 5-3 on 3rd down attempts thus far. The ability to run the football opens up the rest of the playbook, as the Cowboys are averaging 163.3 rushing yards per game, while the Bears are averaging 206.8 rushing yards per game thus far. Looking at the defenses in the previous 3 games, Oklahoma State is giving up 23 points per game, while Baylor is allowing 19 points per game. The favorite has covered the spread in 16 of their previous 23 games against one another. Baylor is at home and has the advantage of the line of scrimmage, so the Baylor Bears to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both teams are not kicking field goals through the first few games of the regular season, as both teams are 2 for 2 on field goal attempts throughout the year. However, with solid defenses in this game facing off, there are going to be more 4th down decisions to be made, and that means field goals being kicked more often. These defenses have been doing well, as both teams have produced 10 sacks thus far. They are not forcing many turnovers, which is a big factor of scoring points. Defensively, they have been giving up not too many rushing yards, as Oklahoma State is allowing 111 67.3 rushing yards per game, while Baylor is giving up 79.5 rushing yards per game to make the offenses more one-dimensional. The under has hit in 4 of the last 5 games played against one another. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.